Mr.
Bond.
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 Bond. James Bond.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Bondcast. I'm Chris and I'm here with my friend Mike. How are you, Mike?
Hello, Chris. I'm so glad to be your friend. I'm very well. And I'm so sorry we're about to ruin all your evenings once more.
Yeah. Do you know what I feel that way? Every time we have this epic music at the start come on and it counts down and it's like, oh, I'm really pumped. And then it stops and it's just half pieces. How disappointing is that?
Really down and mellow, isn't it? You know,
it is a little bit.
But no, on a serious note, hopefully we can enlighten your Wednesday evening, midweek, and give you some quality, mediocre at best entertainment, really.
So, in keeping with quality and mediocre, we're talking today about our review of The Man with the Golden Gun. So this is Roger Moore's second outing. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into talking about this one. I've got thoughts. But first, we've got Bond news, don't we, mate?
We've always got Bond news because that is what we do. But should we do the proper titles we've got, Chris? This is proper.
Oh, no, please. Right? I want the proper titles.
Okay, let's roll, mate. Bond news. And it's more like what news is going on rather than me telling you the news today.
I feel you need a bong before every piece of news now as well. You know, like news at 10.
Hang on. I can actually help out with that one. So here we go. Tonight on the news.
Yeah, okay. Well,
it's not quite the same. Oh, we've got another. Hang on, we've got one more. We've got bounce. Hang on, it's just
all right.
I don't know what that would be. Right. No, it's fine. Okay. On to Bond news. And good evening to the Collector and Lorenzo. Hopefully,
well, hi guys.
You
Good to
are
see
both well. Thank you for joining us tonight. Bond news. Anyway, I track slump somewhat. Right, Chris, I want you to explain this with me because this is more me talking through the point. Right. The big news on Bond news this week is surrounding Netflix, right? Okay, so we know that Netflix has now got access to the entire James Bond catalogue in the US. Okay, I believe it's in Canada as well. It's not with us in the UK, regrettably. Okay, how does this work? I'm trying to work it out because let's face it, Amazon own it. They own the rights. They had it on Prime for a very short period, free of charge. They've then since had some retraction. Netflix are up and they've bought Warner Brothers. Explain this. I don't understand it. What's the logic?
It's really easy to explain, actually. It's really easy to explain.
Go for it. I really need to know. Go on.
Yeah? You ready?
Go for it. Go on.
Money.
Well, that's probably the money. Yeah, okay. All right. That's probably the main reason. But I can't understand why they would cut themselves out the mix. It's a really strange one, isn't it?
No. It's an odd one, but we were saying for a while, actually, that like... shall I move that Bond logo across so you can read it?
If you want to, mate. Why not? Why not?
There we go. Look.
Right,
yeah. So, go on. You read it first, and I can talk about.
So this is the official narrative. So Netflix has just added a single James Bond movie, even the non-Eon produced Never Say Never Again with Connery. Despite Amazon owning the movie rights to the character and previously adding it to every 007 mission, it is competing Prime streaming service. The two media rivals are seemingly playing nice in this case. Now, I'm wondering, does this mean they just, like you said, is it just a monetized thing? They can get maximum exposure to James Bond. Maybe there's a licensing fee that Netflix pay to Amazon in return. I don't know, but it just seems really peculiar to move to make, don't you think?
I think there will be the way you've got to think about it, mate, is there'll be a massive licensing fee that Netflix are paying, and is that licensing fee that Netflix are paying higher than the number of subscribers they might get if it was on Prime? Do you know what I mean? So like they don't get any money if it's on Prime because they already own it. It's just going to sit there. Yeah. The only way they make money is if they sell it. So it makes sense to me.
they can have as much streaming and whatever they like, right? But the collector has hit the nail on the head here. Physical media, DVDs, Blu-rays, HDs. God, there's something different. I don't know about you, but like, you know, you can get a movie on Prime, and you can get a song on Spotify or whatever. But there's something about having the physical, like, box set or the vinyl, isn't it? And they're just letting it play through. Is it just me? But there's something so much different about that. Do you reckon?
I totally agree. I thank you for bringing that up, Collector, because I've started collecting physical media again. Like, I feel like I got rid of it all, and now I'm really into steel books at the minute. You know, I just picked up Jaws that came out for the 50th anniversary.
Lovely.
It looks gorgeous in 4K. I've just got the Ninja Turtles trilogy that just came out in 4K as well. So, like, I'm loving some of the physical media that's coming out. I've got a massive vinyl collection, so I still like physical media in that respect as well. There's something about, like, aspect ratios and color that I don't like on streaming services. They manipulate it so that it's easier to stream. And if you want the actual experience, it's much better to have it in physical.
I mean, just to add to that point as well, Lorenzo just put here how surprised he is about the relationship going between Netflix and Amazon. You would think they are they're titans of their industry, aren't they? Let's be honest, both of them are. So the fact that they are playing quite nice, but for how long is quite a rare moment to enjoy, you know. So
I'd still hazard a guess that Netflix is probably considerably larger than Prime, like for subscribers. So I just think they're getting lots of money for it. They've probably got a year, 18-month contract to show them all, and then
maybe
the movie will start, you know, being in pre-production. It will come back to Amazon. Everyone will want to subscribe to Amazon to watch the movies.
Yeah, there's clearly a motive that's far beyond our sort of comprehension of business, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
You know, there is one more thing that popped up on Bond News as well, and it's back to actor speculation, guys. Now, I think it's just a 50-50 guess now. It's between two. I think Bond is going to be, and I think it's still Callum Turner and the Run-Ins. And we've had recently Jacob Elordi arriving. Okay. Allegedly, he is imminently talking to the Bond producers. I mean, that's a tabloid. Take it with a pinch of salt. But I think at this point, it's definitely going to be a bit of a 50-50 run race between these two at the moment.
I never considered Jacob Elordi for it. Is he British? I hadn't even realised.
Do you know what? I don't know that. He could be like colony, like, you know, Australian or something. I don't actually know.
He's a very handsome man, you know. I just saw him in Frankenstein. Have you watched the Frankenstein on Netflix?
No, but
oh my God, it's brilliant. The new Guillermo del Toro movie. He's amazing in it. He plays the monster. He's very good in it. But he's like
Netflix.
6'5" or something. He's huge.
God, he could be a Bond villain. He could be like a henchman.
It could be Jaws. Yeah.
Blimey. But yeah, I think it comes down to a 50-50 rat race at this point. One of them,
not
I
angry.
think, will
there you go.
likely
Collector
be
says
Bond.
he's Australian.
Ah, there we go. Well, thank you very much.
Australian.
So that's
cool.
appreciated.
So it could be the second Australian Bond actor then.
It's British colony. That was the rule, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there you go.
So, you know, but but for this evening, guys, that is Bond News this evening. Oh, I can breathe.
Okay.
Now, Chris.
Well, thank you for the Bond news. That was really fun. It's just nice when someone's not died as well. So that's
it's a
lovely.
rarity, isn't it?
It's great. So you've clicked on this video for one main reason, and that is to hear our review of The Man with the Golden Gun, Roger Moore's second outing as James Bond. And I think it was a very interesting watch. But I'm going to pass over to you first. If you could give us like a quick summary of what the film's about and what your initial thoughts were, and then I think we get stuck in.
Okay, so ever so briefly, just glossing over the whole general point, but the point is, it was Roger Moore's second outing, 1974, if I'm not mistaken. So had a lot to live up to because Live and Let Die was fantastic, let's be honest. And yeah, it was sort of a bit more of a light-hearted adventure, I feel, with some sort of, I don't know, serious undertone to the movie. It incorporated a lot of themes of popular trends that were happening in the world of the 70s as well.
Like environmental issues and stuff like that, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah, and pop culture as well. So yeah, it was something very different. It's fair to say, not necessarily worse, but very different to Live and Let Die. from there. That's without me going too deep. That's what I sort of summarise at the moment.
So I think, I mean, we don't never really stick to any rules with these reviews, but like, how do you feel after having watched it? What's your initial thoughts?
Right now, so this is subjective because we're sort of cursed and privileged to be watching these movies in order again, even though we've seen them a million times over the past of our lives. But we're watching them in canonical order, and I'm like you are. We're making notes, aren't we now? Of things that we probably wouldn't look for had we just been watching it as a casual viewer in the past.
Yeah.
So look, initial thoughts is this is let me just put it out there. This is by no means a perfect Bond film. It has its flaws, but it's a fun ride. You know, that's sort of my opinion. I mean, the pacing's really quite good. The action has its moments where it could be deemed quite comic-y, comic booky, but I don't hate it for that reason. And I'm relatively fond of the Man with the Golden Gun. In summary, what about you in general, Chris?
Similar, maybe not quite as positive as you. I think it goes without saying, when we sort of sit here and we say, oh, I enjoyed it. Like, I think it goes without saying that we enjoy all of the Bond movies that we see.
Absolutely, yeah.
But this one was a little rough for me. It is a film, and when we watch these films and we, like with Thunderball or whatever, you turn up and say, do you know what? I enjoyed that so much more than I thought I was going to, than I remembered. This one I enjoyed exactly as much as I expected to enjoy it.
And what was that level? Just to give you some insight, what were you expecting, and what did you get?
It's an all right Bond movie from a Bond perspective. For me, it's probably one of the weaker Bond movies that we've watched so far. But it has its moments. It's not a bad movie by any stretch.
Yeah, I think
I have some problems with it.
Is it fair to say, in summary, if you open your DVD case of all the Bond films, it's not the one that catches your eye immediately. Like, you could go, there is worse, but there's also considerably better movies. So you can flip through. But it's also a sort of like, it's a sturdy entry to the Bond movie catalogue, really. A bit like when Lorenzo's put there, but it's still entertaining. The dynamics are really good. I think there's some great characters in there, which we'll dig into, like Christopher Lee, for example. There was extremely good moments in that film. Let's start where we should do, at the start. We've got our pre-title sequence, haven't we? From there. Go for it. Talk me through pre-titles. How do you feel about this one compared to maybe previous outings currently?
It's a rare pre-title sequence without James Bond in it, for one, other than his waxwork.
It is.
But
bad as it was.
The issue, it's a bit dumb. It's the weird shoehorned funfair thing is all from the director being desperate to set it at Disneyland, and it's just stupid. Like, I watched it and I was like, what
Bond at Disneyland? You tell me more.
It's like, I'd watch the hell out of that. Holding Mickey Mouse hostage. But it's just a bit silly. I think a Hall of Mirrors would have been more interesting on its own, but I have real issues with the animatronic bits that don't really set with other bits. Al Capone can't stop blinking, which I said
what
to you.
What is that about? I mean, that's the worst wax statue you could utilise, isn't it?
Yeah, horrific.
But one thing I will throw out there, maybe it's unpopular here, but look, I don't hate the movie. I've already said it's quite a good film in certain parts. However, the pre-titles are probably one of the weakest in the franchise. For one, it's totally Bond-like, like I said, apart from a really dodgy wax statue. But it's so confusing. I think Diamonds Are Forever's pre-titles had more sense to the story than what we had here. So weekend opening, and it's the second Roger Moore movie that had the second Bond light opening pre-title sequence, because Live and Let Die didn't feature him either.
It did not. And I feel like the only other one that didn't feature Bond was From Russia with Love. And technically Sean Connery's in all of that. It just isn't Sean Connery.
Absolutely. It's a real Marmite opening, isn't it? But it is that the idea of Scaramanga getting the best assassins in the world to come and fight him is quite appealing. But
I love that idea. It's a great idea. Just don't do it in some weird, knockoff theme park.
It just doesn't carry well, does it? That's what I think. However, that being said, I quite like the funhouse that was designed. It really just throws. If you were like a grade A assassin, you were going, "What the hell? What the hell is going on here right now?" You know, and does because they fall down the step, don't they? As they go for those janky doorways and all that. So, for what it's worth, maybe to throw the hitman off, it also throws the audience off in the process. I don't know.
It definitely did. But I feel like that it's a microcosm for the entire movie in that it feels like it's a movie made by committee, and there's just lots of people going, I want to see this in the film, and I want to see this in the film. And someone said, I'm desperate to see a fun house in the movie. You've got to shoehorn it in somewhere. And we've got a
leftover set. We need to utilise it.
And I know that we'll talk later in the review about other elements we think was shoehorned in when they didn't need to be. And I feel like it was just a sign of things to come. So,
it fitted the tone. I mean, the Collector has just specified there that Roger has some dark moments in his movies, and in essence, he was trying to be in sort of a Connery mode, if you like, really. But and to be fair, we'll hit it at the moment. I think Roger Moore does have some darker elements in this film, particularly, which we'll pick up from there. But one thing that does work, can I just say one thing that works really well? Yeah,
go for it.
The pre-titles are all, as mentioned, are not great. Title song, I love it. I love that one with Lulu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it.
I'm not a massive fan of the Lulu song, but that's cool.
It's not.
Tell me why you love it.
It's not A View to a Kill. It's not The Living Daylights. It's not that sort of thing. However, it's extremely Bond traditional. She is clearly Shirley Bassey inspired. Not quite to the same level, if you know what I mean, but there's an inspiration, Goldfinger, if you like, that sort of feel to it. That's what I think she went for. And for what it's worth, I think she was a popular singer in that period.
Yeah, it was a good guess.
It worked really well. Very, very popular choice to go for at that point. I haven't got a problem with it. Of course, there are stronger songs, but I think it's a really good song.
Okay. I mean, I'm not in love with the song. It's not a song I go back to, but I don't sit and listen to it and think, oh God, why have they chosen this song? It's not Die Another Day, is it?
No. Do you know what one of the worst songs for me is? I don't know if you agree. You've mentioned Die Another Day, and it's not far away from that either. It was Moonraker.
Yeah. Shame Shirley Bassey again.
I could actually, I'm not being funny, I could go to sleep to that song quite happily. It's not Bond-esque enough for me, that sort of thing. No. And it's disappointing. But Lulu's song was a worthy competitor.
So I'll just talk more generally about the score more generally. I also think the score is weak in this movie. I don't think the music is particularly good throughout the film.
I do. I don't like the Bond theme in this one, if I'm being honest. I prefer the Roger Moore in Live and Let Die. That was much more bold, traditional, in your face, cinematic. That sort of, you know what I mean? That feel to it.
So sorry, go on. Now you finish.
No, that was the point. I just feel that had a much better score to it, much in line with a more classical film. This one's felt a bit like, and it's one of my hates for the Roger Moore movies, because apart from For Your Eyes Only, this tend to be the movie score they used in a lot of their movies. It's sort of the bouncy Bond theme. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't quite, I don't know how to explain it. It was that real crossover bit. And they only changed it when Dalton came in, personally, except for Your Eyes Only, which is a brilliant Bond score. So it's a weird one, isn't it?
It is a weird one. Lorenzo stands with you, though. He loves this theme song.
It's traditional. It does everything a Bond theme should do. It has the twang to it. It has the jazziness to it. It has a known singer to it. It's not too long. It doesn't drown on. It's what it should be, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not saying it's the best theme. It's really not. Did
you catch Clayton Nash's comment earlier as well about it tying elements of a cowboy western into the spy movie?
Yeah, and linking back to the Al Capone thing in the fun house, and then the guy comes out going.
I also think they were really trying to tie elements of a kung fu movie into this movie, which we'll talk about later as well. But there is a lot of that.
Hello to Clayton as well. Welcome to the show, mate. Hope you enjoy it. But I think, the elements were definitely inspired, like you said, kung fu, cowboys. It's like someone just picked a book and went, "What's good at the moment? Let's use it. Let's use that theme," and we'll go to that. But story tone. We've got a storyline of the Man with the Golden Gun, haven't we? Obviously, and it's a bit of a deceptive story. Don't you think?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we obviously think at first that Scaramanga is after Bond, when that's not really the case at first, is it?
But it's a good double bluff, because you think that's the case. The bullet arrives, and I do love it how he's like, "Tell me what you know about Scaramanga," and he's always like, he knows everything about him, like on a dialogue or a dossier,
Yeah, I love that.
I think that was fantastic, to be honest.
I thought that too, Collector. I swear, I watched it twice just to see if that was Roger Moore.
I didn't think of that, but you're right.
I think you might be right. You might be right.
It could have been, in fairness. But look, it could just be that dodgy waxwork that was not used enough. I don't know.
maybe.
But and then we're led into the main plot line with the Man with the Golden Gun, of course, aren't we? Which is Bond hunting down Scaramanga before he's effectively caught off guard. But one thing that it does really well is it travels well, this movie. It's very, very good with its locations, I think.
It's got some beautiful locations in it. Hong Kong's one of them. Is it Thailand as well? Looks beautiful.
I think so, yeah.
Beautiful.
And you got the Chinese Red Waters, haven't you, where the island is and all that. I also like that bit where he arrives to find Lazar, the ammunition guy.
Yeah.
I know we moaned about the score, but that little nang 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 nang, like that already, I love that. That was like You Only Live Twice again.
It was like You Only Live Twice, wasn't it? Yeah, I did like that bit.
And it was brilliantly well done, to be fair. And that little opening was wonderful. In fact, the entire sequence it is Hong Kong, isn't it? Is that right?
It is Hong Kong, yeah. So that's probably why you think in China.
The tire opening, and then you've got the boat and all that in the harbour, and I think it was fantastic. I loved how he threatened Lazar as well.
Apparently, that the strip club that they were in as well, like I can't remember the name of the strip club now. Can you?
Bottoms Up.
Apparently, they just kept it looking identical to that all the way until it closed in the 2000s. So, like, anytime you went to that strip club, it was literally like you were in the.
You'd recognise it.
Yeah. They just didn't redecorate.
I've just realised I said that too quick, as if I'm like a member of the Bottoms Up Club.
yeah, they've got a Bottoms Up in Birmingham.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just went down there on a Friday night.
A membership card.
Do. Yeah. I just tell them I'm part of the Ultimate Bondcast, and they just go, "No, you're not coming in."
So the beginning of the movie, like we see him with M, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the conversation with M.
Go.
Why is it that in this movie and Live and Let Die and a couple of the others, M just feels like he gets really mean-spirited? Is it just me that feels like some of his barbs are just mean? Like they're obviously trying to create banter, but it doesn't come across like that. Maybe it's the chemistry between them.
I think he's at the point where this M is quite sick of Bond's like childish elements, and like you said, who'd pay $1 million to have me killed? Humiliated husbands, angry tailors, all this sort of stuff.
I almost wish Scaramanga had a contract out on you. And I'm like, come on, M, that's a little bit below the belt.
He's your best agent, in fairness.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Bernard. Maybe he should do that. He should go, rather than M, he should just address him by his first name and go, Bernie, come on. I'm trying to be honest.
Yeah. Odd one. I just feel it's a little bit. It's obviously meant to be like a bit back and forth bantery, and not taken in jest a little bit. But the way he delivers it, it just feels mean spirited.
We are on the way out of the Bernard Lee era in that respect, it maybe there is some tiredness. Maybe it is reflected in the actor himself. Maybe that period.
And he's like, oh, I've never seen a car with wings, and Q's like, oh, actually, sir, we're building one. And he's like, oh, shut up, Q. It's like, he's trying to tell you don't know what's going on in your own R&D department.
You've made a plane with goddamn wings. Let's listen to the man,
And he's like, oh, shut up. And he's like, I'm just telling you what we're doing that, M. M, stop being a dickhead. We're doing that right now.
Do you know what? that being said, with the R&D department and Q, this is a very Q-like movie, isn't it? I don't think Roger Moore's had many gadgets yet with Q, or many.
He doesn't
big
use any
moments.
gadgets in this film, does he?
No, not. In fact, Scaramanga has the gadgets. The plane with wings.
Yeah,
he has the fun house.
Mate,
he
all
has the
planes have
golden-
wings, mate.
No, the car plane. Sorry. Did I say
If you've
plane
got a
with
plane
wings?
without wings, I'm not going on it.
Oh, that's knocked me down, isn't it? Yeah, with the car with aeroplane wings. Let's just be correct on this matter. The golden gun, of course, and the boat. He seems to have all the gear in this movie.
He does
more
have the
than
gear,
Bond.
doesn't he? He has the bling, and Bond doesn't have any of it, and I don't mind that. But you see, they feel like they've still got to use Q, so they just take Q with them to the Queen Elizabeth, the sunken ship, even though there's not really any reason for him to be there, or they'd be told to shut up.
How did they fly him out all that way? You know, like just for that. You know, like why was he not in London building the Lotus a year or two earlier?
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to build a car right now. Shut up, Q.
No, you need to come out here so I can tell you to shut up in person.
Literally, he's gone back from Hong Kong, gone home, and just gone scrap the car with wings. He's not interested.
He's cut me funding. The bastard.
Yes, he's cut me funding. Yeah, exactly.
I do think it's funny. Actually, sorry, Lorenzo picked up on a point that I did forget. You're right, actually. Technically, the third nipple was a gadget. I mean, I'm not saying it's a technological gadget, but it is, in essence, a gadget because he used it to impersonate, and he came from Q. So, I mean, it's not his biggest.
Come from Q. You're right. The
not
third
the biggest
nipple is a
return,
gadget.
though, is it? You know, I'd be more.
What gadgets
gutted.
did you use? I used a nipple.
There you go, huh?
Did it shoot bullets? No. It had hairs on it.
Milk, you know.
Yeah, milk, it was lactating.
This is what I think is really, really quite peculiar, though, because what I mean with this movie, you can't take it too seriously. There are elements that just don't.
Scaramanga had his sun gun as well. You're right. God, he had loads of gadgets, didn't he?
He was at $1 million a hit. This man can afford the good stuff, can't he? Let's be honest.
I think I heard somewhere that they sold it to like the BBC, and it ended up on about 10 episodes of Blake Seven or something. That gun, it was just used in every little sci-fi show.
So we're talking about cash grabs in this podcast quite a bit, really, aren't we? Netflix, Amazon, now Eon and the BBC, they're getting involved.
So let's focus this a little bit. Let's talk to me about Roger Moore. How was Bond in this film?
Right, as you would expect, it's his second outing, and he is definitely more confident the first time round, and that's normal. And you find that progressionally with every Bond actor, I feel, that comes into their first movie, and they have a bar, don't they? They set a bar, usually quite high, and they got to stand up to it. But his confidence is definitely higher than Live and Let Die. There's no movie in the world where Roger Moore is not smooth. He's always smooth. His one-liners are on point. And I don't cringe. Roger Moore says a line. I don't cringe. I mean, I was watching it on Monday. It's Wednesday now. My wife was watching the background. He'd say something, and she'd go, "Oh," and I'd go, "Oh."
You cheeky git.
You know, that sort of thing. And you've got to respect that, as we've always said, Bond movies are a creature of their time. You've got to respect the political views, the sexual views, the economical views, the environmental views. It is so different to what you watch each movie. And you are going to watch something and go, that's a bit out of time. Guess what? It was 40 years ago.
I'm just adding this on here as well. We've just got someone called with Movie Eddie's joined us. Hello, Movie Eddie. It's nice to see you. And he's talking about seeing Live and Let Die with the double feature with Diamonds Are Forever when he was 7.
That sounds interesting.
Great double feature, mate. Great double feature.
That's a tale of literally two stories, isn't it?
Two halves,
you've got
isn't it?
Very, very
the
different.
best and the worst of Bond, right there.
Yeah, but no. Hopefully, you enjoyed The Man with the Golden Gun, Eddie, and let us know your thoughts as we go along.
Yeah,
mate,
really good to have you here.
From there, let's move on to the next bit.
So yeah, I'll tell you what I thought of Roger Moore. Then I agree with you. He feels like he's grown in confidence and he's settled into that role. The suit fits him better, doesn't it? I still am in awe of how much I love Roger Moore as James Bond every time I watch these movies. he is so good in this film. He's just what a specimen of a human being Roger Moore is, right? And the delivery of his lines, that you're right, they're not cheesy. Like when the belly dancer's like, "Oh, I've lost my charm," and he's not from where I'm standing. And I was like,
do you know what I liked? One line I liked he delivered was, he invited me for dinner. He must have found me quite titulating. You know,
yes,
and all that. And
I love that.
I just thought that was so funny, but I liked it.
I loved the line when Scaramanga's showing him like his renewable energy thing, and he goes like, "That'll power a lot of electric toothbrushes."
He did it, and he handled, you know, that the fight scene about the charm. I think that one in the side in the back of the club was what a very, very good fight scene. But there's no mistaking the cameraman in the mirror, is there really?
No, there's not. I completely forgot to bring that up. Wow.
And you just notice it because they knocked the mirror as the camera pans. Obviously, they've planned not to have it shot, but they knocked the mirror in the midst of the fight, and it just shows him. And I can never unsee it. In fact, I paused. I went to my wife and went, "Look, there it is. There it is."
She's in the background going, "My perfumes." Oh, I love it.
but I think that was one of Roger Moore's better hand-to-hand fight sequences.
Yeah, agreed. I think Roger Moore as Bond in this, it was as he is in all of his films. I feel like if it's written well, you know, he's incredible in it, and he makes poor dialogue good. And I think maybe some of the dialogue in this film isn't as good, isn't as strong as some of the others, but he pulls it off because he's just so good at delivering Bond's lines.
Why he was paid the big bucks, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's why they wanted him. You know, they wanted him before on Her Majesty's Secret Service, didn't they? And
Roger Moore was ultimately a star previously with, you know, the Saints and everything. And he was desirable, and no one believes, even though he was older than Connery. So, like, it doesn't make sense in that respect, does it really? But
he's just fantastic in this movie.
Can I talk very briefly about our car chase, by the way? Because it's one of the funnest car chases in the Bond sequence. Not the most serious, but we haven't seen Roger Moore with a gadget car yet in his era, right? So it's his second non-gadget car. But like Live and Let Die with the bus, the one with the was it Chevy he had? I can't work it out. Was it a red Chevy?
It might have been, wasn't it? It was an American muscle car, wasn't it?
It was definitely a Yankee muscle car, absolutely. And the whole bringing in Sheriff J.W. Pepper as his co-pilot.
Just shoehorn him in as well. But yeah, I love him. He's amazing.
Cash grab.
But yeah, he is. No, he was really good in the last one. Use him again.
But to see him back was wonderful. I love Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
And Lorenzo makes a really great point. That whole scene with the gun maker is so good, but he's like, forever hold your peace, isn't it? Like, and the fact that the gun's weighted for 3 fingers instead of 5, and he's like, oh, you're right. It shoots 1 inch lower.
Yeah, and Ben
it's so good.
Very, very, very happily just goes, boom. Oh yeah, you're right.
Collector's come in. It was an AMC Hornet.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Collector. I'm not really good on the 70s muscle cars as I was on the more modern ones, but we know we've got to pick up the bridge spin, haven't we? The bridge spin. That was honest to God. Now look, we know that's very, Starsky and Hutch, Dukes of Hazzard inspired, and I think I nailed it. I loved it, even the boom noise. I love it.
The sound effect is rough, because it's such an incredible stunt, and it's a stunt that they mapped out on computers or something, wasn't it, before, because it had never been done before.
Chris, hang on, I've got a sound effect that's called whistle. Should we see if it's any good?
That's a train. Whistle. It's a train without wings.
Never mind. Oh, that's closer, isn't it?
The Collector asked if it was the best car stunt in the series. It's got to be up there. It's just that sound effect for me really takes away from it. And I can't remember who scored this movie.
I can't remember either the score side of it.
Whoever it was said that they were gutted that they added that sound effect in, and they wish they hadn't.
Yeah, and look, on reflection, there are moments you are going to go, that didn't quite land, literally. I mean, The car landed, but the sound didn't. But I feel like that bridge jump was such a daring opportunity because that could have gone so wrong. The outside from the way they set it up, because obviously there was an airbag and an explosion level. So.
It was John Barry. It was John Barry that.
Oh well, that's me, didn't it? To be honest,
I didn't know if John Barry had stopped by this point, but
it's weird though, isn't it? Right, because Lorenzo, to answer your question, it's up there, but it's not the best car sequence ever. Personally, my opinion, I don't think it's the best one they've ever done, but it's such a fun one, and I forgive it for that.
But the thing is, for the time, that stunt had never been done. I just feel like it's made too comedic. I think it's a cracking stunt. I think maybe the stunt in Casino Royale takes it for me.
Probably the car, the Aston Martin.
Is that a stunt? Because it's just like it's just blowing up a car, isn't it?
It's pretty. It's not easy to do.
I mean,
so
it looks amazing.
I'd take it as a stunt. But yeah, like it's a phenomenal car chase. Not the best one, but definitely rank it. I would put it in out of the 20, sort of 5 or 6 films. I would put it mid-ground. Do you reckon? And
Are we ranking it already?
No. Car chase. Sorry, not movie.
Oh, car chase. Oh my god.
Sorry, no. Sorry, don't get confused. Don't confuse.
The car chase is good. The car chase is good. Yeah, I enjoy the car chase. So let's talk about the villain.
Oh yes,
Scaramanga.
Perfect. Yeah. One of the most redeeming parts of the film, I feel. Christopher Lee is brilliant, and they could not have cast him and made it bad. Personally,
Christopher Lee is one of the greatest actors of all time, and he brings something to this role. Where so often you see somebody who's cast maybe how they look. Like Ulrich Goldfinger does not command the screen in the same way that Scaramanga does, even though they're completely. He's just such a good actor, and you can see him and Roger Moore having fun on screen together. The way he greets him like it's his long lost best friend when he lands on the island. He's genuinely happy to have someone there who he can spar against. And
he loves serial killers. He's completely psychopathic. That's evident. And he is in awe of being around somebody that's probably as good, or if not better than him. Even if he won't tell him, So I agree. And the setting they put on where he is, one of the best Bond lairs, in my opinion. Small, but brilliant.
The island as well. Cow Can.
I can't even pronounce it.
The movie Eddie's put it on. Yeah, Cow Fin Can Island.
Eddie, thank you so much for supporting us on that point. We would have lost
James
that.
Bond Island. Yeah, I was going to say it is known as James Bond Island now. Apparently, it was abandoned at the time, and now it's like a massive tourist destination.
Absolutely, yeah. And the thing is, right, so Scaramanga is one of the rarest Bond villains. And what I mean by that is they actually use the actor's voice. They don't dub him. In this area, in Connery, that was very evident. But it's you could not dub Christopher Lee. The sort of traditional English, stage trained, all that. It's wonderful, really wonderful. And I think he plays the culprit, like his traits where he needs to have sex before he kills someone, and he's like, oh, let's just enjoy some pleasant hours together before we shoot. He has such a really peculiarity about him.
Yeah. He does. I mean, he's expensive though, isn't he? Tell you what, mate. £1 million. Unbelievable.
I'm in awe over that one, because if I think about it, right, if you afford £1 million, that's got to be somebody that you really, really hate.
Yeah, you got to despise that person.
I mean, even like 25k is pushing it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh my god, okay, but $1 million.
I hate anyone that much.
I could make it up with them. It's not that bad, But the collector's put up as well. A good point as well is Knick-Knack. Now, I've got a really good theory about Knick-Knack for you, Chris, right? And Scaramanga. I want to run this past you. Tell me if you think I'm right or wrong. Okay, right.
Please keep it clean.
I will. It's not got any blues in it, right? But right. So, hear me out on this point. Right, Knick-Knack, undisputably, is the most useless Bond henchman we've ever had.
I mean, he can't reach door handles, so yes.
He can't really kill anybody. He fails to kill Bond 1 billion times, or even hurt him or maim him. Right? He hasn't got any real henchmen to command himself. You know, like even Oddjob went, and people just went where he told them to. He wouldn't point the finger. Nick Nack had nothing. And I've got a feeling because Scaramanga had 3 nipples, or Purpus Pampipula, whatever it's called, that he hired Nick Nack to lessen his abnormality.
Oh, because he considered himself a little bit of like a quote-unquote freak sort of thing.
Yeah, I think he did it for that reason, but he's by no means a dangerous henchman. Let's be honest. What did he do that was actually that dangerous?
What is it with that actor, Nick Nack, just living on islands with weird old men? Like, I mean, I used to love him in Fantasy Island as well, but he's just lived on an island with an old man. He's a great actor. I love his voice. It's so iconic.
It's nothing against the actor, and it's certainly not against his size. But the character was just. It was just he filled the hot air. That's all he did. He wasn't really.
I have a soft spot for Nick Nack. It's such a dumb name. It's such a dumb character because he does nothing. Bond captures him in a suitcase. It's just ridiculous. Can I also ask, in that scene, why is every wine bottle empty?
I know. You don't see one wine on the floor, do you? Or in the bed.
Why are you storing those wine bottles? They must be in the recycling area. That's what I was thinking.
I think they're incredibly... Well, they talked about solar power, so I think they're very environmentally aware.
I think so too.
In this film. And that was an area to extend. But because he comes back in, doesn't he? And he goes to Goodnight. He's like, hope you got all the wine out of the bed. All the glass out of the bed. Well, what about the liquid? You know?
Yeah, no. There's no liquid in any of them. And she's like, I got rid of all the glass, and he's like, it's fine, let's have sex on that bed then. No, thank you.
And then it was like,
call room service.
Can have a bottle of Bollinger
sleeping on that bed.
You know, I'll just call Nick Nack down from his fishing net, and he can go get me a bottle. This time, one that's actually got wine in it.
Yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it?
On the Bond girls, though, that's interesting because you mentioned Goodnight, right? So there's 2, isn't there? Talk me through your views on them both first, Chris. What do you think?
I really enjoy Goodnight. I think Goodnight, Britt Eklund, really competent Bond girl. I like that it's an unusual one because it's a Bond girl that he already knows, which is not common. I think maybe Terry Hatcher's character in Tomorrow Never Dies might be one of the only other Bond girls that he already knows. But already has a history with. But yeah, I really like her. I think she's fantastic. I think obviously a beautiful woman, Britt Eklund, married to Peter Sellers as well at the time, who played James Bond in Casino Royale. So I think she's really competent, enjoyable, holds her own quite well. Gets into trouble as much as you want a Bond girl to get into trouble.
Very, very damsel based.
Overdresses apparently for dinner at the end. I've no problem with how she dresses.
No, Britt
really enjoyed her.
She's wonderful, isn't she? Let's be honest.
She's great. She's a breath of fresh air.
She's a very, very beautiful Bond girl. There's no taking that away. And then we've got Maud Adams. Tell me about your view on Maud Adams.
I enjoy Maud Adams. I think I enjoyed her more in her other role, and I'm struggling to remember the Bond movie now.
Octopussy.
Octopussy, of course. It was Octopussy where they doubled up all the Bond girls. So I enjoy her more in that, but I love that scene where he's talking to her at the boxing match, and then he looks and she's just like staring straight ahead, and it turns out that she's been shot. So it's a really cool scene.
That was actually quite fitting, I think, for the old assassin route, because, like I said, I don't get how he did it silently. I said, the most trickiest shots, but that gun doesn't have a silencer unless I've missed something. So
did he maybe time it? I wonder whether maybe we missed that it was timed with like the punch of a boxing glove or something, like a bang in the boxing ring,
or a slam,
and
to
that
the
covered
floor. That could be.
I think that maybe we just missed that.
Or are we just digging too deep and we just go, no, is that good? Is that good? He's got a powerful weapon. He can muffle it,
Yeah. Okay, while you just talked about silencers, it just reminded me that in the intro, the Chicago gangster who's come to kill him has got a big silencer on his pistol, but then when he shoots at
the guy from Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah, the guy from Diamonds Are Forever, who I hope is the same character, but it probably isn't. But when he shoots at the Roger Moore dressed as a cowboy thing, his gun is so loud. It's like bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, that's the worst silencer I've ever heard in my life.
Right, so on the Bond girl thing, right? This is
sorry. Let's go back to
because you mentioned the gangster thing, right? So, so I was watching the movie with my wife 2 nights ago, and we're watching it, and I explained how Maud Adams has been more than one Bond girl, and she goes, "But how? How's that possible?" I said, "Well, she's totally different characters. But it's the same woman." I went, welcome to the early Bond films.
Welcome to Bond.
It is a recycled agency of people.
You think that's bad? Wait till you see Blofeld.
Well, that's what I thought he looked like. That's what we all thought. And then he got recast, you know. But yeah, look, I think if I can look at Bond girls, I'll go back to Britt Eklund as Mary Goodnight. Look, I think she's evidently very, very beautiful. One of the probably most gorgeous Bond girls in the series, in my opinion. I don't think she's overly capable at times. She proves herself to be a very much damsel at times. And she's not a double O, of course she isn't, but she's obviously got some sort of field or, intelligence agent, that sort of thing. And I just don't feel like she serves much to the film's plot. She is purely the Dolly Bird Bond girl, in my opinion, from there.
She's a plot device, but she's necessary because of the contraption that's for the sun gun, isn't it? You know, she needs to steal it.
It is, and the solar agitator is a really good concept, and probably become a little bit more.
Thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called.
Quite popular now. If you think about the state of our current world and climate, we're looking at energy sources. So, like we've mentioned in some of our previous reviews, there's some themes that keep coming round that are really quite relevant to what we're dealing with right now. You know. And although it was a side quest, if you like, wasn't it? It was a side quest with the solar agitator. But the concept of the fact that Bond was hunting Scaramanga, knows he could not have missed that shot, therefore he's not after him. But he finds the solar agitator and the guy that had it in his hands, Gibson, I think his name was. That was such a good way of going, this is deeper.
And I think you're right. It was. But Maud Adams was necessary for it. But you're right. She was probably not as useful to the plot as Britt Eklund's character was.
Her story, I liked Miss Anders. Her story, the fact that she's obviously she's basically a tortured, kept woman, really, isn't she? She's his prisoner. She's not his lover. She doesn't feel any affection for him. Certainly not anything recently. She might have at one point been quite in awe of him, you know. But the bottom line is, to get Bond of all things to lure him into a trap to try and kill Scaramanga, you've got to think, how desperate are you to get rid of this guy? You know,
very desperate.
That resonated with me really quite. Even she was like in the hotel room, wasn't she? I mean, this is what Roger Moore at class, isn't it? Try and have a night with Britt Eklund. The door knocks. Throw Britt Eklund in the cupboard. Leave her there till the morning. Have a night with Maud Adams. Then open the door and tell Britt Eklund, right, your turn.
Come on, Ed, your turn. Hop on.
That was like the most amazing night.
Isn't it?
Could any other Bond do that? I don't think
No, definitely not. It's perfect for Roger Moore.
It was just, that had me in tears. And my wife also went, what? He's done that? I went, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
What a boy.
Before we look at the ending of the movie, I just wanted to talk about there's a 15 to 20 minute period in the middle of the film that I feel is quite jarring. And this is the kind of like quote unquote kung fu section of the film that was, I think, shoehorned in because of the popularity of like Enter the Dragon and just kung fu movies in general in the 70s were very popular.
I know you're doing this. Yeah.
And it just feels like an unnecessary element of the movie. But also quite fun to watch, right? You know, that it doesn't really play any massive part, doesn't bring the plot forward, but it's enjoyable to watch.
I don't think it took anything away from the movie. I quite like the kung fu bits; are quite funny, and it's actually weird because let's face it, Bond is completely outclassed on hand-to-hand combat in these. Yeah,
totally, as he should be.
But he does it his own way. You know how he just goes straight for the head kick as the guy bows.
Yeah.
And then you've got obviously the Bruce Lee wannabe, you know, the big guy, if you like.
Barry Lee, yeah.
Barry Lee. He must have been the best. He would have been a much more suitable henchman for Scaramanga, wouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh, I think anyone, I would have been a better henchman for Scaramanga.
The collector just put that as well. Yeah, he loves how he dispatched the first opponent.
Yeah.
Brilliant moment. Brilliant moment. But I also found as well, you know, before he has his first match, you have the two guys with the blades, don't you? They're sort of karambit blades fighting with each other. I just think that was so well choreographed, to be honest with you. Really like, oh shit, these guys, sorry, forgive my French. Oh shit, these guys could get stabbed any second, really, you know? I found that really quite exhilarating. And as we pointed out earlier, they found Bruce Lee movies and Kung Fu movies were becoming increasingly popular. Let's chuck a bit of Kung Fu in there. 4 years later, oh, Star Wars is out. Let's send Bond to the moon. You know, there is elements of that, isn't there?
Yeah, I think, like I said to you at the beginning, it's quite indicative of like, I don't feel like this was a single vision, this movie. It felt like an amalgamation of elements that people wanted to put into a film. And sometimes it's fine, but sometimes it feels a bit haphazard and disjointed. And I think that's where the film falls down a little bit for me, is that element.
I completely agree with that one.
I guess we can talk now about the ending, about the final sort of showdown between Bond and Scaramanga. Are you there yet, or is there anything else you wanted to?
No, I'm with you on that one. That does make sense actually. So look, the endings, it kind of goes full circle this movie, doesn't it? Because we're back in the Funhouse, we're back in Scaramanga's Disneyland.
All I can think is the theme tune to Funhouse. Do you remember that, like Pat Sharp show?
Oh, Funhouse!
It's a whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won.
Hey, maybe they took it from that. Maybe they stole it from Bond.
I mean, maybe they did. Maybe that whole show, Funhouse, all those kids were actually just assassins, and being trained to take on Scaramanga.
I think the biggest thing we take from the end of the sequence is the fact that Bond then has an opportunity to show that he is better than the run-of-the-mill assassin that goes through, because he finds the way out the Funhouse to detract and sort of lure Scaramanga into his death ultimately. So it's shown that Bond was far more intelligent. He didn't just have a laser watch to get out of it somewhere or press a button to blow something up. It was his pure skill. He even loses his gun, doesn't he, as well?
He does, yeah. He drops it, doesn't he? It's
that's an intelligent outcome, I feel.
It was an intelligent outcome. I just felt it was a bit weak. It does wrap up really quickly, you know. I love how he pretends to be the mannequin. It's not the best ending for me.
In fairness, we are redeemed by that breathtaking fight with Knick-Knack at the end.
I love the fight with Knick-Knack, where he runs under the little chair and then suddenly appears in the toilet, and he's just like, what's going on? It's like a Scooby-Doo chase where they're like running through different doors and coming back out again.
Yeah, I was expecting him to like walk in one door and come out the other side randomly.
Come out of the bed.
Yeah,
I love that bit. It's great.
Jumps out the blankets with Brett Eklund and goes, "Hello." Everyone's
oh, hello, boss.
Let's be honest, he was a mini-me, wasn't he? That was who he was built for. That's where the mini-me inspiration came from.
Oh yeah, I'd say so,
from
definitely.
there. So very funny outcome, but I agree. Probably a weaker ending of Bond film. I can think of a lot stronger endings.
The like interaction between the two of them before the fight is brilliant. I mean, I love the whole build up to the final fight. It's a little bit like they don't see each other. They're in silence in the shadows, and then bang, he's dead. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, forgot that was a little bit weak.
But, this is the man that was feared by so many people worldwide, and he's sort of dead now.
I thought the sun gun would get used. You know, when I first saw it, I was like, he's going to get killed with that sun gun. It's going to be amazing.
That became a really weak plot device, didn't it, in the end? It was just to blow Bond's plane up so we can't ride off. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
cool.
Really. I love the sun gun. It's awesome.
But before they enter the Funhouse, I do like the back-to-back guns drawn type thing.
Oh, yeah, it's like, great, isn't it?
My golden gun versus your Walther PPK. 6 to your 1, I only need 1. You know, that sort of thing. It was like... Yeah. Okay, this is quite good. And it's evident that if Bond had 1 bullet, he'd be out of the game.
Yes, exactly.
Do you agree? Yeah.
I think so.
That's my opinion on it.
the best line in the movie, I think, is when they're interacting, which is when they're at the dinner table and Bond says, like, there's a useful 4-letter word and you're full of it.
Oh, yeah. That's
what a great
brilliant
line.
And that's the cold line where it's like, and I admit killing you would be a pleasure.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I don't take pleasure in it, but I admit killing you would be a pleasure. Yeah.
There is sternness in Roger Moore's Bond when he says those lines. There's no comedy, and he does deliver it very convincingly, I feel.
Yeah, it reminds me of when Zoran in View to a Kill kills what's his name, the guy in the bowler hat, and he's like, you shouldn't have killed him. You feel the sternness in Bond at that point, don't you?
It's like the comedy drops, and so this is what people forget. Roger Moore was never to be a comical Bond, but there are moments where you just go, he acts it very, very well.
Yeah, he
very good.
Delivers it.
You know, from there for you. But overall, on Man with the Golden Gun, I think it's a very good movie. Probably not the strongest in the world, but I had a lot of fun watching it. No doubt we'll watch it not too far away in my future. You know.
Yeah, I mean, my overall thoughts are it's one of the weaker ones we've watched so far, but it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. We've got to place it somewhere, and it just doesn't hit the heights of some of the others. It's a little disjointed, and I will say, like, we didn't talk about it, but there was a lot of background problems in this movie. Wasn't a lot behind the scenes trouble. I think Broccoli and Saltzman fell out. This was the last movie directed by Guy Hamilton, who, you know, Goldfinger's amazing, Live and Let Die is amazing, but this is more like Diamonds Are Forever than it is the other two. So he hits and misses, this director in Bond movies.
I mean, based on our previous scores, so those of you guys that haven't watched it often enough, will not understand, but we rate our movies out of 10. And as you can see from our previous scores, we go very much in between. We're in down to like point number. So because these movies are getting so tough to rank that we are now being our own internal judge on our previous scores. We look at this quite specifically now. So based on where we were, so the last one was Live and Let Die, Chris. You were at 8.5. I wasn't far away at 8.7. So very strong outcome. Give us what's your rating based on The Man with the Golden Gun?
So I'm going to try I never try and think about like where does it fall in with all the other movies. But for me, The Man with the Golden Gun is a 5.5 out of 10.
You haven't took long to think about that, have you? Really?
No, I had that score before I came in. 5.5 out of 10.
You know, very, very admirable score. And this leaves me in quite a tricky position because when I look at the scoreboard, Chris, there are movies at this point that we've already watched that I would put underneath The Man with the Golden Gun. However, my perception of the movies has changed because I'm watching them canonically in order. So this leaves me quite awkwardly. So you're going to say 5.5. I'm in the
same score if you want.
I'm in the same ballpark, but I'm probably just a little bit more favourable than what you gave him. So I would give it a 5.9. It's not quite a 6, but solid, personally. You know,
it's fine. It's a lower echelon Bond movie. It's going to be in the bottom 6 for me, I would think.
Let us know with the rankings, by the way, everybody that's in the chat or watching this video later on a recorded basis. Drop your 10 rating out of there. Let us know, do you like The Man with the Golden Gun as much as we do? Or is it a sort of weaker entry to the platform on Bond?
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, we say it every time, but how much fun is it watching the Bond movies the way we're watching them, like monthly, really making it an event, and then, you know, like being critical about the film.
Absolutely. And don't forget as well, guys, so if you stay tuned to the Bondcast and hit subscribe if you are new to our viewing platform, and tap us up on Facebook as well, because our next review coming up in February, in February, we are going to be doing The Spy Who Loved Me, but we'll be teaming up with the guys at Really 007 for that podcast. So we'll be hearing what their views are. That would be interesting, actually, and we've got to get to know these guys a little bit better and see what they're all about, and show them how amateur we are in return. You know,
they can teach us how to do a podcast. That'd be really helpful, and then maybe we can just leave them to it, and we'll go.
Yeah, just go and live off the royalties in the future. You know.
So, before we go, is there anything that you wanted to plug?
Yeah, just a case of check out the next review coming in February. We've also just started Everything Other Thing. We've got some really good views on the first episode, so really great for you guys like it. Part 2 is coming up a little bit late in Feb. We've got part 3 in the horizon as well, being recorded, and it looks really cool. So I'm looking forward to releasing that to you in the not too distant future. But apart from that, just like, subscribe, and tap us up on the channels or the platforms that you are not following us on for the next time round.
Thank you, mate. Oh, before I go on to my plug, Movie Eddie asked us, what is the first Bond film that you saw in the theatre? I'll let you go first.
Theatre. So two answers. My first ever film was GoldenEye. I was 5. But my actual cinema movie, if you like, was The World Is Not Enough when I was 9. So, yeah, that was quite a moment that I enjoyed, to be honest with you. What about you, Chris?
My first in the cinema was GoldenEye.
So because you were just a smidgen on me on age, aren't you? Ever so slightly.
Just a smidgen.
But I do show respect to the elders.
But yeah, no, it was still Pierce Brosnan that was my introduction in the theatre. I'm sure it wasn't the first Bond film that I saw, but you saying GoldenEye was the first Bond film you saw?
First one I saw, but my cinema outing was The World Is Not Enough. So I watched them maybe a year or 2 in arrears on a VHS and stuff like that, and that was how I got sort of inducted into Bond, if you like, and then subsequently went forward and then backwards to see what came before it.
I'm almost sure the first Bond movie I saw was Live and Let Die.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know now though. Maybe it wasn't, but that, like, when I think of the first Bond movie I saw, I always think of Live and Let Die.
Oh, Mark, you were so polite to us. Yeah, we are some 90s babies. Thank you, mate.
I wish.
but the bottom line is, there's never going to be an occasion where I will not see a Bond film in the cinemas. When it comes out, the next one, we'll go and we'll review it ahead, so you guys can tell us what you think and what we think, if it ever appears.
I can't wait to see the next one in cinemas.
Was there anything to plug from your end, Chris?
Thank you for bringing me back on track, Mike.
Derailed you, but there we go.
Again, like, it's just been great having people come and join us and having people live, like, interacting with us. We never thought we ever would get that, so thank you. It really does mean a lot.
It does,
obviously, indeed. Subscribe where you can in the areas that you can. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, so please come and join us on those platforms. Me personally, my action figure channel, Geek Figure Fan. If you're not already a subscriber to that, go over and join that if that interests you, but don't worry if it doesn't. It doesn't interest many people. But that is it from me.
A bit brutal, wasn't it?
It was a bit brutal. No, actually, to be fair, it does interest some people. So
no.
Thank you all for joining us today. This has been a lovely review, and I can't wait for The Spy Who Loved Me and just to dig further into Roger Moore's movies. But unless there's anything else you wanted to say, Mike, I feel like we're ready to wrap up. So you have been watching the Bondcast.
The ultimate Bondcast. Bye-bye.
Thanks.